Good morning, brothers and sisters. Happy Monday. Today is July 29th, 2024. Welcome to our Northeast morning devotion. Let us begin this morning by greeting our Heavenly Parent and true parents. Chanjin, Champunimge, Kyombe, Paro. And we will now recite the family pledge. If I can have my mom recite the Korean pledge.
가장 만세 육 정을격 지닌 우리 가져온 잠사랑 골전 셈하고 하늘 보내는 그와 장부모님의 대신 가지로서 전에는 가정이 되어 하나의 축복을 집주리에 열기한스키는 가정을 완성하게 하소을 맹세하나이다.
And 6, our family that honor our Changguk pledges to become a family that moves heavenly fortune by embodying the heavenly parent and true parents, and to perfect a family that conveys heaven's blessing to our community by centering on true love. Thank you, Mama. All right, and for our prayer this morning is Miss Carol Pobans. Are you able to offer a prayer for us this morning?
Happy to. Please join me in prayer. Our most beloved Heavenly Parent, our Father, Mother God, we thank you so much for all the blessings that we have. Each one of us has been called at some time in our life to join our true parents, and we feel so blessed, Father, especially for the second generation who are not necessarily called, but have been really born into an incredible family, a community of international brothers and sisters. We know, Father, that your desire is to see all of humanity together as one family, and this is the beginning. But Father, we want to be able to spread your message. We are grateful to have our true parents with us, in particular our mother that we can follow now. We can follow her in a deeper understanding of your heart, your desire to build that family. Please guide each one of us in a very special way to be able to use our abilities and our talents to reach out to the people that you have prepared for us, Father, to be able to bring them to an understanding of your heart. Please, as we listen to our Mother's Anthology today, give us the inspiration that we need, and I pray that we can use that inspiration to really expand our understanding and to be able to share with the rest of the world all that you want them to know. It's with grateful hearts that we join together this morning. We want to offer this time to you, upholding the name of our true parents, and in my name, Carol Pobans, as a blessed central family. Aju.
Aju, thank you so much. All right, let us now get into our stretches this morning to wake our bodies up. I know mine is still very sleepy, so let's get moving. All right, you guys know the drill. Let's raise our hands to the sky. It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Awesome. Let's go to the left side. All right, other side. All right. If you guys know this stretch, it's called the cat and cow. So it's like you curve your back and you kind of push forward to get the stretch in your back. And then your other one is kind of put your shoulders back. You can feel the stretch right behind. Awesome. And then you can do it again. Perfect. And then other side. Or even moving your shoulders back and forth is good too. Awesome. Let us go into some neck rotations. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go the other side. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, and for the next 10 seconds or so, you guys can stretch whatever you feel. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Thank you so much, you guys. All right, now let us go right into our gratitudes this morning, and I'll see you guys back. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you had a great breakout room today. I've been received a message that someone had a really great testimony this morning. So if I could welcome up my Uncle Bismarck this morning to share his testimony.
Good morning, everyone. Actually, I was not in your breakout room. Anyway, yes, I was sharing with Reverend Pobbins and the Lalonde family. There is a sister, a pastor in our local area that we blessed her. And she invited us to bless her church. This was about 2 years ago. In the end, after reading Mother's memoir, she refused for us to bless the church. And then since then, we have been in touch all the time. Anytime we have brand new information, every Saturday, I will forward information from IP's TV to this pastor, and not knowing that she's reading them. And so about a month or and a half ago, when we got a message that we have to bring pastors to Korea, I sent a text message to her through Facebook that I want to bring you to Korea. Again, she shared every information with the congregation. So I went there 2 weeks ago and I said, okay, we want to bless the church. He said, no problem. Yes, yes. And so I arranged with my wife, and yesterday we went there to bless the church. And so she called me forward to the front and asked me to explain a little bit and then bless the church. And then I quoted the Revelation 21, 2-6, where it states that he wiped away all the tears. It's the same thing is written at the back of Mother's memoir, and that he will make all things new. Not knowing that she also prepared the same passage. And so when I read that, he said, this is from heaven. This is what I received from heaven that prepared the open-minded and learn. And so anyway, we called all the couples in the front and all the single ones and the widows in the front, and we were to bless the entire, not even a single person left that church without receiving the blessing. So this was a great victory for God and true parents. That was what I shared with my family this morning in our chat room. So we bless the entire church now. But also I thank Stephanie from New Jersey, who initially came with some second gen that we went to that church initially to bless the pastor. So together with her, we laid the foundation for today. Thank you.
Thank you. Wow, beautiful testimony. Thank you so much. You gave us lots of motivation and inspiration today, so thank you. All right, now we will begin by going into reading True Mothers and Theology. If I can have Pastor now Kimmy share his reflection and also read for us today.
Okay, good morning, brothers and sisters. Let us go into the reading. Okay, this is part 1, the life of Hak Ja Han Moon as true mother. Chapter 1, God's ideal of creation and the providence of salvation. So today we're going to be reading the section on the ideal of creation and the fall. It's a little bit long. It's about 2 pages. But yeah, let's go ahead and read. God created the universe because he needed an object partner. What did God desire to do after creating Adam and Eve? He desired to bless them in marriage, centering on his true love, and to establish his lineage through them. Thus he planned to realize the ideal of the kingdom of heaven on this earth. The work of creation was not carried out overnight with mere words such as, "Let there be a sun," or "Let there be a moon." It had to go through a process. As for Adam and Eve, they needed to undergo a growth process until they could be told by God, "You can now receive the blessing." You have probably already learned this from the divine principle. When God carried out the work of creation, he was assisted by angels. Those angels should have taken care of and protected Adam and Eve. But the archangel Lucifer instead seduced Eve and led her to fall. The other angels near Adam and Eve should have protected them as well, and not given the archangel Lucifer the opportunity to cause them to fall. God created Adam and Eve after creating all of the things in the world based on the ideal of creation. He had Adam and Eve go through a growth process, wishing for them to reach the standard by which they could stand on an equal footing with God Himself and participate in the work of creation. God's ideal was to bless Adam and Eve and thus form 3 generations. However, our first ancestors failed to fulfill their responsibility, and human history has unfolded in a world completely unrelated to God. In other words, humanity fell into a world owned by Satan. You have no idea with what great joy and excitement God created the entire universe, including Adam and Eve, following His will. God intended to bless Adam and Eve after they had reached maturity. It was His wish to complete the work of creation together with them. God commanded Adam and Eve not to eat of the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil, and they had a responsibility to obey that commandment. Once they had fulfilled their responsibility and achieved perfection, they would be qualified to stand in the same position as Him and have authority equal to His. However, Adam and Eve failed to carry out His will. That was the fall. Even though it would have been easier to abandon them and start over by creating new human beings, God could not forsake these first human beings, whom He had created with an eternal nature. Because of these circumstances, the history of the providence of salvation has continued until now. The Bible tells us that God created one man and one woman. God, however, was unable to achieve His ideal and His dream. We have already learned from the divine principle the reason why God, the omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipresent creator of all things, was unable to interfere with the fall of Adam and Eve. His history has been a sorrowful one, for he could only carry out the providence to save fallen humanity indirectly. In this world, even in this world, when one commits a crime, one is absolved only after serving one's time in prison or paying a fine. Similarly, fallen people cannot come into the presence of God without indemnifying their sin through their own efforts. God's providential restoration has had to go through such a sad process. Okay, that's the reading for today. Yeah, I guess a few points stood out in today's reading for myself. And yeah, I guess one thing that consistently stands out for me from Mother's messages around the principles of creation and the fall is there's a point where actually several times in the reading this morning, Mother mentions that God wanted well, number one, God was really excited to create the creation and Adam and Eve, and really wanted to raise them as equals. Again, I think this is something very unique in our understanding, is that God wanted us to really be co-creators. And yeah, it kind of goes back to our understanding that God is a parent, and every parent wants their children to be even greater than them. Yeah, so there was this excitement of creation, and also she spends a lot of time talking about this kind of the joy and the excitement. And there was one line where it says God wanted to create 3 generations. And what it reminded me of was more recently, Mother has been emphasizing that God's dream was to become true parents. And 3 generation means that, there's God, Adam and Eve, and their children. 3 generations. So in one sense, God wanted to, through Adam and Eve, really experience what it means to be true parents. And that was God's original desire from the very beginning. And then even the fall, that's another thing. Secondly, I think a common thing that I've noticed is that when Mother talks about the fall, I mean, in this case, she mentions Lucifer, that Lucifer seduced Eve, but in the end, she doesn't emphasize so much about the details with the sexual sin, but she goes back to um, disobeying God's commandment and them not fulfilling their responsibility. The last line I think said something like they didn't complete God's will for them. So again, I think Mother's emphasis when it comes to the fall is the need for us to go through a growing period and fulfill our responsibility to respond to God's will for us. So the emphasis is a little bit more on this sense of attendance or this heart of hyojang to God and God's desire for us, more than the um, the actual act of the sexual sin. So anyway, just this is a common theme that I've noticed in her messaging around this. And then one last thing I would say is that there was a line, it would have been easier for God to have abandoned and start again, but God couldn't forsake his children. And I feel like that really conveys the heart of a parent, no matter what kind of trials or challenges or however difficult it may be in dealing with children. As a parent, God cannot abandon and has engaged in this process of restoration to save humanity. So, yeah, those were some of the points that came up for me. Please take a moment also to reflect in your discussions as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor Nakimi. Thank you so much. And yes, we will have time today to go into our breakout rooms to share with one another. And then we can come back and maybe share as well with everybody. So let us go into our breakout rooms, and I'll see you guys back in a few minutes. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you guys had a good breakout room this morning. I had the Burns couple and Mrs. Carol Powans this morning. And just with time, we will go into reminders. But we're just really grateful that our breakout room was talking about how positive Pastor Naokimi was, and how he could explain the parental heart in the situation of Adam and Eve, and chose to talk more deeply about the positive and how to move forward. So I was really moved by that as well. But with further ado, I will pass it on to Pastor Takino from our New Jersey Chumchin One.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. Good morning. Okay. Okay, July 29th, 2024. Here is a prayer point that through mother's health and the victory of continued victorious victory of the Brazil rally and the development of the South America. Victory for Korea as a father nation for the reunification of South and North Korea. Victory for Japan as a mother nation, especially in her court case. Victory for the USA as the elder son nation. All US leaders to unite as one with true mother, sending 1,000 new blessed couples to Korea next year, sending 250 HLC blessed couples to Korea next year, making a 10 million donation for Cheonwon-gun entrance ceremony. Victory in the UCI case. The US president meeting through mother. Revival of the next generation. All blessed families to connect to the Cheonwon providence and establish a vertical alliance. 1,000 new family members joining. The challenge is that these prayer points, how we can own myself. This is not a top leader's goal. This is true mother's dream, and this is my dream. How we can connect to me? That is a very challenge, and we have to own these goals myself. And this coming Saturday, we have a blessing ceremony. Thank you, Reverend Bismarck, sharing about your church blessing in the church. Yes, New Jersey also, we have a blessing ceremony at the United Missionary Baptist Church this Saturday, August 3rd. So if you want to have an experience, what Reverend Bismarck talk about, you have a chance to come to the blessing ceremony in Christian church. And Sunday is our sports and music festival. We truly want to invite the youth members, but not only youth members, family together, and we have a fun time together, sports centering on the sports game. The morning, we have a undokai, family fun sports time together, and the young children, they can play, enjoy the bouncy castle. So we have a lot of the food, ethnic group, all ethnic group this time cooperate to help the lunchbox, Japanese, Filipino, African, Latin, and the Thai group and Chinese. So let's enjoy our cultures, and you see that how second gen exciting sports and music. So we have no Sunday service at the Christian Family Church. Please come to the Witherbrook Park, very near the Christian Church on this Sunday. And we have a blessing and matching and the parents support training on August 10th. We will share more detail about what each case is unique. So you will find some idea or hope how you can guiding your children to the blessing, at least starting the blessing journey today. So this is our hope. All parents, children have some hope. Oh, we can do it. Something like that. Okay, this is a personal Kimi, Breast Life Witnessing Training. As already shared, this is very helpful our spiritual parents guiding spiritual children. So today, from Chonshimon, New Jersey, I like to invite Mrs. Noriko Sprague, the representative prayer.
Let us pray. Dearest Heavenly Parents and our precious true parents, thank you so much. It's a new morning. Heavenly Parents, we are close to your heart by true mothers sharing all your heart and repeating to explain to us. Heavenly Parents, we learning this from this morning through mothers and as a anthology speech and Heavenly Parents. We are really wants to live with you on this earth in this time of the history in the Chongyul-guk, Heavenly Parents. So that today is a new day, and we really search in your heart and pray and to really go over whatever that we have to accomplish and to offer before you. So things we want to really accomplish, especially this coming year of Chongyul-guk 13. Heavenly Parents, we come together with the brothers and sisters for the new days and the new determination and the new realization and inspiration to start this day. Thank you so much and everything that you have given us, and to please be with you throughout the day with all these brothers and sisters, each one of us in the community and brothers and sisters all over the world. Thank you so much, everything in the name of the Lord Spirit, present to the family. Tachi.
And you feel free to unmute and we can all go into unison prayer.
Our Heavenly Parents, beloved and precious, true, victorious, true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind. We're grateful for True Mother's words, love to fall, inspiration. There may be a meaningful way now to share our heaven with
True mother talk about the pillar of Chongyul. We will keep trust. As living the Chongyul, focus for the creation
most effective way to
to
share.
focus with parents.
human parent,
And through
Help
He
us.
the
Pray
God,
deeply
people
understand.
read the last
word,
one, and to be
how we can
happy,
create
breath us and breath our
dream.
humankind.
Pray for
We say through mother,
Now
we
we
say
see how
mother.
are working
bring
Yes,
together
through mother. That is true. But still,
stand up
we
as a
say, but mother, still we are the true one, leading the whole world. Need this.
the way they can receive it by men.
We don't totally unite to the heart of the mother.
very much.
The mother talk about that.
Help them get
Talk about the unite. Unite with me. Do you unite with me? Anything, anything is possible. Every parent. We need more spiritual sense. That's why church, Chonshimo, will develop our our spiritual antenna to catch the heart of the God, catch the Heavenly Father in a spiritual sense. What is the spiritual one? And all absolute contest that how they guiding us.
I think it probably has to be a
So
little
much focus in the physical world. True parents, we all die eventually. Today, tomorrow, 10 years later, 30 years later, we all die. And we all go to the spiritual world. We don't know so much because our spirit
Drew, this
Amen.
will now conclude our Northeast morning devotion. Thank you all for being here this morning. Have a wonderful start to your week, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Bye, you guys.
This brother.
Have a great day, guys.
Good
Morning.
Great day.
Thank
Therese, good to see you.
Hey, Tony, have a great day.